so PANAFROLINK is where all the Pan-Africanist mindset people gather and network, essentially. And also there's panel talks as well from key figures in the African diaspora. So people, not just the diaspora, sorry, Africans on the continent too, people that are movers and shakers and doing things on the ground, making things happen, innovative people. So we got to go there and it was amazing. It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I guess they couldn't miss the opportunity of the whole year of return, but to put it on in Accra, Ghana. So we went and yeah, it was another wonderfully put on event.
They had key people on their panel. They had Akala on their panel this year.
Mm-hmm. They were Nigerian, they were Zimbabwean. It was the height of the era of the fight against apartheid in South Africa. Jamaica and Barbados had been the first two countries to put sanctions on apartheid in South Africa. The black nations of the Commonwealth had refused to participate in the Commonwealth Games. It was that era where you couldn't run away from it. In fact, where there was a globally interconnected African struggle. And for me, it's not just, so it's partly about that consciousness and that struggle against racism and colonialism and slavery and all of those things. But I don't think it's just that. I think it's culture. I think it's a way of being. I think it's, when I can land in Ghana and I've never been here before and I'm like, this is Jamaica. Jamaica without the badness, yeah? Like, I'm just like, literally this is yard. Like, and I don't just mean the atmosphere, I don't mean the infrastructure, I mean the people. I mean calling your mum and dad's friends auntie and uncle, not by their first name, and knowing that's just what you do. Just certain ways of being, certain smiles, it's an essence, I suppose. But I think lots of us who grew up in the West or elsewhere, maybe even on the continent, have been subject to centuries now of anti-African conditioning. Yeah, as anyone of our age growing up in London will know, people used to make fun of you if you was African, right? And many of us Caribbeans did that, right? And I was one of maybe the few select set that didn't. I used to think that was foolish even as a kid because of Pan-African Saturday School. But for those who didn't have it, I feel like initiatives like this and schemes like this are part of how people can reconnect with their African heritage and their African ancestry and African ways of being. Last thing I'll say on it, like I look here, so this year I've been to here and Senegal, and just looking at the way young black men in particular behave towards each other in Ghana and Senegal versus what we see back home in London, I'm just like, it's night and day. Like I ain't thought about beef once in all the time I've been here. It hasn't even occurred to me. Like I would just look at you like you was an alien. If you said, where you from, cuz? I'd have been like, what? You brought that energy here, you dickhead. In Senegal, on the beach, if anyone's been to Dakar, well, no, every single day at Dakar, literally about 10,000 people work out on the beach every single day in Dakar. Mostly boys, but men, women, children. There's no where you from, cuz, what you looking at? I'm Wolof, you're Yoruba. It's just people actually, black men that actually like each other. And I think that traditional Africanness takes a village to raise a child, Ubuntu. Many of us in the diaspora have lost that. We're not coming back here just to teach. We're coming back here to relearn and reconnect and take away nutrition that we need desperately. So that's what it means to me. Fantastic. Oh, cool.
It was really, really insightful to see people talking freely about the issues that we face as African people and talking about how to, coming from a solutions-based mindset. It's really, really, really powerful.
Yeah.
There's nothing uniquely African about corruption. Yeah? Yeah. There's corruption everywhere in the world.
I'm talking about us, African now.
Yeah. There's a middle ground between being Thomas Sankara and maybe getting yourself killed. Tristan might get it, not everyone's got rules for that. I'm not judging any leader who's not willing to go that far. Yeah? But there is a middle ground if you look at, no disrespect to the Nigerians, but if you look even at the palpable difference in political culture between here and Nigeria, you can see there is wiggle room, yeah? It doesn't have, and again with Nigeria I think it's partly scale, because you look at Nigeria and India, actually, they're the two countries, they remind me of each other more than Nigeria reminds me of anywhere else I've been in Africa, yeah? And I think that's a lot to do with scale of what you're managing. It's hard, China's not a good comparison. I mean, you've got 85% of the people believe, rightly or wrongly, they belong to one ethnic. They've got 3,000 years of coherent history as a culture. They were 700 years ahead of Europe 900 years ago.
one language.
So they're just not.
I think the question is that in terms of, I mean, maybe I'm not looking at it in political comparison. I'm thinking I'm talking more in terms of the people that own businesses and are building their nation.
Yeah.
Are in the government, are in part of the decision-making process. So if we want to be that for Africa, i.e. entrepreneurs, leaders, how much are we engaging the government to shift this thing that so?
I suppose the point you're making though is right, that the largest poverty reduction in human history has been government-led. And you know, it's literally the largest poverty reduction. China is responsible for all global poverty reduction in the last 30 years. And that has been government-led and state-led. The biggest firms in China are state-led. So the communist structure has allowed them to operate in a particular way, along with their unique culture and everything else, in a global capitalist economy. Africa doesn't quite have the opportunity to start hosting this. What do we do from where we are here? I think even this, as these festivals grow and even as the tourism grows year in, year out, and as more businesses come back here, naturally we'll get the ear of the government. Because the more and more money you're contributing to the economy, it's like, I want some say in how, what's going on here, I want some say in how much tax is spent, I want some say in and the government's not stupid. If we're bringing 2, 3, 4 billion every year, as long as we care and work with the locals too, as a collective, we can go to the government and say, well, actually, no, this should go there. And actually, that should go ahead and start shaping policy like any country. Yeah? Money buys you a seat at the table. And if, as long as we care about community, and when we say money buys you a seat at the table, that money is representative of broader communities, even communities that don't have capital, I think that's how you're going to get ear of government and shape policy.
Greetings.
Greetings. Welcome to Voyage to Motherland on gotkushTV with your host Stella B.
And Nat Nye, the lyrical alchemist.
Yes, and we would just want to say thank you for watching this episode. If you'd like to support us, do follow us on
gotkushTV.
Like and subscribe, and make sure you comment below.